Welcome to another episode of Galaxy Gardens. My name is Chrissy. I'm just sitting in my backyard today because it is gorgeous out. And I want to show you some stuff that's growing back here. So you can see behind me, I have it pretty mowed on this side, but the other side in the back, we've kind of let been growing wild. Partly because we don't feel like mowing it, and partly because there's a lot of interesting things growing. So I definitely want to show you that. We're also going to be harvesting some garlic scapes, and I'll tell you what you can do with those. So let's go check it out. Now that the dandelions have gone, we've had some other plants flowering. So you can see here we have another white clover patch. If you've been paying attention to our Instagram, you saw I collected a bunch of that to dry. Here we have some hawkweed, which is absolutely beautiful. So continue. I was looking at these. I was really curious what they were, so I looked them up. We have a lot of sheep sorrel, which is apparently in the buckwheat family. Supposedly, these seeds are edible. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. It's really pretty. So we have more patches of hawkweed. I don't know what specific one this is, but this is also in the hawkweed family. So you can tell it's a bit of a different size. You can see the tall ones here and the short ones over here. As we continue, we also found not so many. I think there's one other patch of it. We have some lesser stitchwort here. That's those white flowers. And they're so pretty and they're small. I think they're really cute. So a lot of these do have medicinal uses. I am not an expert in that, so I'm not going to discuss that here. But they are beautiful. I haven't decided if I will use them for their traditional medicinal properties or not, but at least enjoy what they look like. I don't know how well you can see me from over there, but here we have one of our garlic patches. I do believe this is a purple glazer garlic. We only are growing hardneck varieties here. We do get snow, freezing ground, so those work best for us. I want to show you a close-up on what it looks like when the scapes are coming in and how we know we're about a month out from harvesting this garlic and curing it and bringing it into the house. For the purposes of getting this on video, I actually let some of them go a bit more than I probably would have in other years, but I just wanted to show you what these scapes look like. So we've fertilized this garlic maybe 2 or 3 times giving it about a couple weeks in between. Now that the scapes are coming out, we're not giving it any more fertilizer at all. All we're gonna do is be watering it. So with hardneck varieties, the actual neck of the garlic is actually pretty tough after you cure it down there. We'll show you that as time comes. Or if you want to check out our garlic harvesting video from last year, you can definitely check that out. I'll put that in the description. But one of the signature pieces of hardneck varieties is that it puts out scapes. And we remove the scapes personally because we want to harvest the bulbs. Now you can let the scapes go. What this is going to do is turn into a flower bulb, and it'll actually end up making garlic seeds at the top, which are actually excellent as seasoning. We've had a chance to have that happen before, but for the most part we like to harvest it for the bulb, not for the seeds. So you'll notice the scapes coming out like this. You'll notice that instead of more of a open V shape there, you'll have more of a tube coming up. So this is what the beginning of the scape coming out looks like. Eventually they curl around, and like I showed you, they go like this, and when they come out, this is about the most they'll come out. You can take them off. Some people will cut the scapes off here where it comes and connects to the center stalk of your garlic. I like to pull them out, and if you get pretty good at it, it'll come out in one piece. I'm not that lucky. That's okay. If you keep an eye on it where it breaks off, that will actually continue to grow up and you can pull it out. But otherwise, we're gonna take this guy and add it to our basket. There you go, that's a better view. So I have another one here for you, and I have my basket, which we're gonna put our scapes in. So some people like the flour here. I've tried it, it doesn't taste like anything. It's just a bad texture and it doesn't have a garlicky taste, so I'm gonna take it. And you're just gonna pinch this off, and I'm gonna throw it in the yard. Just keep away anything that doesn't like the smell of garlic, and you'll end up with this. So this is a small piece because I just broke it in half. But you can do a lot with it. You can pickle it, that's really popular. I personally like to grill it or stir fry it. I think it ends up kind of tasting like asparagus with like a hint of garlic in there. Not, you know, a very pungent asparagus like scent or flavor, just like kind of mild. The taste of these kind of mellows out when you cook it versus pickling, so that's my go-to. People also like to dry them and powder them, and then you get like a garlic scape powder. So there's a lot of options with what you can do with them. So I'm gonna go through these and all the rest. We'll see how many are ready. Not all of them will have scapes coming out, but most of them should. And otherwise, I'll come back and keep an eye on them. And any that I happen to pull out and break, I'll come back like tomorrow or the next day, and then they'll grow up some more. You can pull that out too. Some people don't like to pull it out just because they're worried about damaging the plant. I think you get more scape that way, but that's up to personal preference. But definitely love scape season. I didn't get it on camera, but I was able to pull this one out all the way without it breaking. So this is about how long they end up being. It's about, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches long, depending on your garlic. So they get pretty long. And like the other ones, I broke them about where my fingers are right now. So like all the rest, which goes all the way down the stalk to the bottom, will eventually like grow up and out over the next couple days. So that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna add it to the basket, and I'll show you what it looks like when I collect all of them. So just a side note, so you're prepared when you're collecting your own garlic scapes. Your hands are gonna smell like garlic. So if that's something you don't want, wear gloves, or if you're like me and you don't mind it, go full send. All right, I am in one of the other garlic beds, and I found a good example of what to look for when the scapes first start coming out. So you get your normal garlic leaves. They sort of look like this, but they are flat. You can see this one's clearly a tube of some sort. So that's how I know scapes are gonna start coming out. And it'll also start getting wider towards the base where it goes in. Ooh. So that's the beginning of a scape. And then also you'll obviously see other ones growing scapes. So I've said it once and I'll send it again. If you've never grown anything, at least grow garlic. Garlic is a very low risk, high reward crop. It's really fun to grow. Garlic scapes don't keep very well once you harvest them. You will have to take them off if you are growing hardneck and you want the bulbs. But if you want to eat them, you kind of need to process them same day. So what I would do if you're going to do that is keep the flour on, put it in a glass of water with the pulled side down, and just stick it like that and put it in your fridge. It'll last a couple days. Otherwise, if you're going to eat it tonight, take the flouring part off and then you can just cook it. You'll notice some tension if you go to pull these, right? Obviously, it's going to tug at the roots. So if you're worried about that and you don't want to pull your plant out, or you think, you know, there's a chance that may happen, just pull the bottom and use your other hand to pull it out. Or you can just wait for it to come out and start curling up, and you can snip it. Whatever is comfortable for you. But these look awesome. So excited for this garlic. This is how many we have so far. Not too many. There's like one whole bed where they're just starting to come out, so I'll just harvest those another day. All right, not a bad haul. So these are all the scapes from about, I don't know, maybe a little under half of the garlic that we have going. So that's awesome. So I'm gonna divvy this up for what I'm keeping, what I'm giving away, and all the stuff I'm keeping, I'm just gonna cook up tonight and probably freeze it. So that's pretty cool. Well, thanks for joining me today. Hope this was helpful for you. If this is your first time growing garlic, I know that I absolutely love garlic scapes, and especially like that it's indicator that in about a month we're gonna have garlic to pick. I'll show you what it looks like when they get closer to harvest. They still have a bit of time to go, but at this point, you know, feel free to keep watering it as much as possible. It's still building that bulb underground and it's working pretty hard. I like the scapes though, because you know when you get them, if you get like a real thick one, that is a good indicator that you're gonna have a thick bulb under that soil, and it's gonna look awesome when you take it out. So if this was helpful for you today, or if you're just a fan of the channel, please subscribe, or if you want to send us a tip, you can check out our link tree in the description. We accept Venmo and Cash App, and we're very grateful for any tips that come in. Next week I'm going to be showing you a kind of backup strawberry planting. So if you saw our strawberry planting video probably about a month ago at this point, the actual bare roots that I used were garbage, and I like kind of suspected that when I pulled them out of the package and I put them in. So they didn't do anything. So I actually just ordered some new ones that look super healthy. They already have some leaves coming out. So I'm going to be planting those, and we're basically going to redo it. And we're planting them the same way. The way we planted them was sound, but the product I used to put into the soil was not great. So we're going to do it again. And we have garden tours coming up. So happy gardening. Good luck if you're growing your own garlic, and we'll see you next week. Postscript. I've decided to make garlic scape pesto, so we're going to go get a whole bunch of basil and probably not use all these scapes, but some of them to flavor it. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So basically we're just mixing it with olive oil, a little bit of salt, maybe some lemon juice until we get to the flavor we want. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, we didn't end up using that many scapes, and I might have put a little bit too much oil in here, but it tastes phenomenal. I'm still gonna use this. When our basil gets like really, really big in about a month, we're gonna be making a ton of pesto, so I am happy with it. All in all, not bad. I think if I had them, I'd add in either some walnuts or pine nuts. Maybe use a little bit less olive oil, maybe not our smoothie blender. But there you go. Got a little bit of pesto today with our scapes. And it tastes really good. So there you go.